Yeehaw, everybody! Today we're going to talk about the high-end systems, Lonestar. In this video, we're going to be showing off the high-end systems Lonestar profile moving fixture and what it can do, and kind of give our thoughts after we've used it for a little while. We're not going to give any crazy datasheet info on lumens this and brightness that, but for reference, we have this mover set up about 14.5 feet from the wall. It's outputting roughly 111,000 lumens at its narrowest beam angle, which is 3.8 degrees, and about 1,900 lumens at its widest 55-degree beam angle. Let's start off with an overview of the physical details of this mover. It weighs about 50 pounds, has an IP rating of 20, and it's powered via a True 1 connection with a maximum power draw of 615 watts or 5.4 amps at 120 volts. On a 15 amp circuit, two of these movers can be chained together, and on a 20 amp circuit, you can have two movers chained together plus an additional mover. These movers can be controlled via 5-pin DMX or via streaming ACN or ArtNet over an Ethernet connection. The Lonestar is also an RDM capable fixture. This light has an intuitive UI, which you can flip depending on how the light is hung and oriented, which is a nice feature. It also has a battery built into it, so you can turn on the display without having AC to the light. This allows for addressing or other menu changes without having to have the light powered up. We'll get to the other features of this light later on in the video. And now, time for some haze. The Lonestar has 9 rotating gobos, 2 prisms, a 4-way linear and a 5-way star, and an animation wheel. Here's what each of the gobos looks like. Bar, Starvolver, Fract, Broken Tunnel, Seashell, Glacial, Shower, Ice, and Branch Out. And this is what the animation wheel looks like. Out of the box, I feel this fixture comes with a pretty decent selection of gobos. There's some good breakups, there's some good texture. One of my personal favorite combinations, I love using the Star Prism with the Broken Tunnel gobo, especially in like a backlight effect. It looks really cool out in the audience. But depending on how you're going to use the fixture, you may feel the need to swap out the gobos to meet your specific event or production's aesthetic. Another few useful features that this fixture has is an iris, framing shutters, and a frost filter. So the iris is pretty standard. It comes on a lot of fixtures, but it just allows you to focus down in on a specific person or a specific set piece. Since it's a profile fixture, it has framing shutters, so you can frame down and focus in on specific areas of the stage. There are 4 shutters. Each one is independently controlled by 2 motors. So you've got very nice angles that you can create with these framing shutters to really tighten down on a specific area. You can also close them in so it completely blocks off. So you've got full control over all of these shutters and where you want to place them. Another great feature, let me open these all back up again. And lastly, we have our frost filter. So the frost filter, when you put that in place, it softens the light, kind of gets rid of your hard edges. It's a lot easier to blend light, makes it more of a, I'm gonna say a par looking light than a profile light. But it allows you to blend better if you have multiple fixtures. It gets rid of all those hard edges and hopefully some of those hard shadows as well. So the Lonestar is a CMY color flag color mixing fixture. It also has a color wheel on it. If we want to go through the color wheel first, you have your options of 10 different colors. So we've got a red, we have a blue, green, yellow, purple. It's the TM30 testing color. Lavender. There's a half CTO, a full CTO, and a dark blue. So since the Lonestar is a CMY fixture, it uses cyan, magenta, and yellow color flags to do subtractive color mixing. So as the color flags move in and out of your optic train, it's actually removing those wavelengths of light to produce the colors that you see. So we'll just kind of run through the color flags real quick. This is what the cyan color flag looks like from less saturated to most saturated. So that's a fully saturated cyan color flag. We'll pull that back out and we'll move on to the magenta from less saturated to most saturated. So that's what that looks at full saturation. And we'll pull that back out. And the yellow color flag from least saturated to most saturated. The one thing that I can say, as far as the yellow goes, it definitely has a little bit of a green tint to it. I don't feel like it's as true of a yellow as I've seen on other fixtures, but it still does a pretty decent job. So the last main feature that I want to go over with this fixture is the variable CCT. Now, in the manual, it says that on the upper end, the native color temperature is 7,000. On the console, at least the profile that I have here shows it as being 5,600. On the lower end, the console says that it gets down to 3,200, while in the manual, it says it gets down to 2,200 Kelvin. So I'm not sure where the discrepancy lies, but we'll kind of roll through this. This is the upper end of the color temperature, and we're going to scroll on down to the lower end and back up again. While this is a very feature-packed moving light, this mover would likely not work best in applications where color accuracy is important, like film or TV. In live events like concerts, you may be able to get away with it. However, even with the naked eye, there will be some visible color shifts. For example, the blues may appear more purple and the yellows may appear a little more green. Overall, I think this is an incredibly feature-packed fixture and will be great for most uses in small to medium-sized venues, with the only real drawback being its color accuracy. We've used them here at VIP for smaller concerts over the last year and have been very happy with their reliability, their zoom range, and their output. Thank you very much for watching our video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Pew, 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 pew.